Meghan Markle is an embarrassment and a disgrace to the Invictus Games. She's exploiting the Nigerian people, and I don't say that word lightly. For those who need a refresher, she claimed during her Archetypes podcast that she was 43% Nigerian. She lied to her Nigerian-American guest, Ziwe's face, and she fell for it, like the media was gushing about it during the Invictus Games. There's no different to her building her life with Harry to the same narrative as his late mother Diana, the Princess of Wales, and her need to relate to the A-list celebrities. There was one story that's come out of the Invictus Games where Meghan claimed to have a Nigerian sister in one of the female competitors, metaphorically speaking of course. It's disturbing how people can be so dense and accept her as one of their own when she's never acknowledged these roots. Meghan is faking heritage. What I mean here is that if she was so fascinated by a family tree, she'd have spoken more about it long before she claimed to Rachael Ray that she was Maltese. In his book Revenge, Tom Bower confirmed many stories where he said many of her college classmates thought she was Hispanic or Italian. She allegedly never corrected them, as she loved the attention. In an interview, Harry's wife claimed to be from Maltese descent. My great-great-grandmother was from Malta. Now it's Nigeria. Very interesting that she changed the narrative about her ancestry after she did the commercial DNA testing. She recalled a Markle grandmother saying that her father's great-great-great-grandmother Mary lived in Malta with a British soldier called Thomas Bird. They married and had a child born in 1862. The story had the added piquant twist that Mary was said to have been employed as a cook at Windsor Castle. A remarkable tale, you might think, for someone who was to marry the Queen's grandson. But is it true? According to the investigative writer Tom Bower, Meghan had no ancestry in Malta. The 19th century soldier Thomas Bird did marry Mary, but in Dublin in 1860, clearly excluding any employment in Windsor Castle. Bird, he says, was posted with his wife to India and briefly to Malta. Soon after her son was born and they moved to Canada where Thomas died. Her ancestor may have lived in Malta for a few years after having been born and bred in England, but it was the equivalent of a drive-by, no roots. Yes, Meghan Markle lied to get herself a free trip and some magazine coverage. At this point, someone needs to promise her a fashion spread among her peoples in Nigeria. It was an opportunistic junket arranged by her PR. She doesn't care about the ancestry she lied about, basically invited herself over for some cosplay to create media content, and her photographer happened to specialise in yacht photography.